Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Justin Fields, called perfect target for AFC team with improving QB. With Russell Wilson taking over as the clear starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024, it seems more and more likely that Justin Fields will leave the organization for a new opportunity in 2025 NFL free agency. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine believes that the Indianapolis Colts could be the perfect fit for both Fields and the AFC South franchise. The Colts would be foolish to give up on Anthony Richardson anytime soon, Ballentine first acknowledged on December 16. He's still going to have his downturns and regressions, but he was always projected to be something of a long-term project. However, the Colts need to bring in a backup that has a similar skill set so the offense doesn't have to change if he gets injured, the NFL analyst went on, adding that Justin Fields would be the perfect target. Fields might be settling into the career backup role after excelling at the job in Pittsburgh, Ballentine explained. He's athletic enough to run all of the quarterback run game that the Colts feature with Richardson and a good enough passer to get by. Fields won't necessarily be guaranteed a starting gig in 2025, but many have projected that he could land a sort of bridge contract similar to Sam Darnold last offseason. Fields and Jameis Winston could fit into the bridge quarterback tier that makes roughly $10 million, The Athletic's Dan Duggan noted on December 19. It's no coincidence that Duggan estimated the exact figure that the Minnesota Vikings paid Darnold in 2024. A former first-round QB, similar to Fields, Darnold was initially brought in to serve as a bridge starter for a rookie quarterback. The Vikings later traded up to select J.J. McCarthy in round 1 of the NFL draft, and the expectation was that McCarthy would take over as the starter at some point this year. Unfortunately, the rookie suffered a knee injury during the preseason that required surgery. Steelers, Snakes, and Crime make top 10 most read stories of 2024. Sports, crime, and nostalgia resonated with TribLive's readers in 2024. From Mason Rudolph's departure to the last Ponderosa restaurant in Pennsylvania, here are the top 10 most read stories on our website from this year. April 23, 2024. Skeletal remains found in Fayette County have been identified as a 17-year-old girl who was reported missing in November, according to Coroner Bob Baker. November 18, 2024. The son of a former Pittsburgh Steelers star was ordered to serve up to 16 years in prison for the attempted sale of raw fentanyl to undercover officers in the Ligonier area. January 11, 2024. Mason Rudolph will start at Buffalo. But Kenny Pickett is still QB1 on the Pittsburgh Steelers' official depth chart. Mike Tomlin got salty when he was asked about it. March 30, 2024. It took seconds for Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge to collapse into Baltimore's Patapsco River after it was struck by a cargo ship. But it took 5 years to construct the 1.6-mile-long bridge in the 1970s, and a major part of that process began in the Pittsburgh area. April 12, 2024. After anchoring this morning's newscasts, Catherine Amenta is no longer with WPXI-TV. Her contract is up in July and was not renewed, possibly due to budget cuts. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph leaves the field after beating the Seattle Seahawks in an NFL football game Sunday, December 31, 2023, in Seattle. January 1, 2024. As we celebrate Mike Tomlin not having a losing season for the 17th straight time, keep in mind the Pittsburgh Steelers should be 11-5. Ponderosa Steakhouse, located in Center Township, Butler County, is the only remaining Ponderosa open in Pennsylvania. April 26, 2024. Employees of Pennsylvania's last Ponderosa Steakhouse along Route 8 in Butler County are used to customers taking parking lot selfies and making a big fuss over the staying power of this Ponderosa. A Halloween parade display in Westmoreland County depicting Vice President Kamala Harris handcuffed and leashed to the back of a golf cart drew outrage from bystanders. October 31, 2024. A Halloween parade display in Westmoreland County depicting Vice President Kamala Harris handcuffed and leashed to the back of a golf cart drew outrage from bystanders and the Pittsburgh branch of the NAACP, which denounced it as a symbol of racism and hatred. May 31, 2024. Summer is rapidly approaching, and, for a lot of people, that means getting into the great outdoors, whether it's spending a few days camping, hiking a favorite trail or just getting out and enjoying a wooded park. Denver Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson listens during a news conference after the team's game against the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday, December 10, 2023, in Inglewood, California, March 11, 2024. The Pittsburgh Steelers are reportedly signing former Denver Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson. During this week's Madden Monday podcast, Mark Madden of 105.9 The X and Trib Live said that the organization should have gone in a different direction. Steelers named possible landing spot for $20 million star wide receiver. Sporting News. The Pittsburgh Steelers have exceeded expectations in 2024, as the team is 10-4 and atop the AFC North through 14 games. Pittsburgh suffered a demoralizing defeat to the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 15 but will receive the opportunity to bounce back in Week 16 versus the Baltimore Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium. The Steelers' offense struggled versus the Eagles in Week 15, but the unit has put together a solid 2024 campaign. Veteran quarterback Russell Wilson has been one of the most efficient signal callers in football since taking over as the starter in Week 7, and the rushing attack led by Najee Harris has also shown some promise. Though Pittsburgh's offense has improved significantly this season, the group still has some glaring weaknesses, especially at wide receiver. Outside of George Pickens, who has missed the last 2 games due to a hamstring injury and is set to miss his 3rd consecutive contest on Saturday versus Baltimore, the Steelers lack high-end talent in the wide receiver room. General Manager Omar Khan should look to pair Pickens with a dynamic running mate this offseason, and Pro Football Network's Alex Kennedy believes Pittsburgh is a potential landing spot for New York Jets star wide receiver Garret Wilson. While the Steelers did acquire Mike Williams in a deal with the Jets prior to the trade deadline, he's 30 years old and on an expiring contract. Also, Williams hasn't produced much since arriving in Pittsburgh. Through 6 games, he has 5 catches for 83 yards and 1 touchdown. The Steelers will likely be in the market for a wide receiver this offseason, and pairing Wilson with 23-year-old George Pickens could give them a terrific 1-2 punch that can grow together for years to come. The Jets would be foolish to trade Wilson, but the 24-year-old has been thrown into trade rumors due to ESPN's Rich Cimini stating on his podcast Flight Deck on Thursday that many in Wilson's circle believe he will request a trade out of New York this offseason. Additionally, Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic reported on December 8 that no one should be shocked if Wilson isn't eager to stick around the organization long-term due to New York's dysfunction. On Thursday, Wilson met with the media and was asked if he wanted to stay with the Jets long-term. Though the star receiver expressed love for the organization, he also said that he doesn't know and is focused on finishing a disappointing 2024 season on a high note. If Wilson becomes available this offseason, the Steelers should heavily pursue the former Ohio State Buckeye. The 2022 AP Offensive Rookie of the Year's savvy route running and versatile playstyle would pair well with Pickens' explosive and dynamic skill set. Additionally, Wilson seems like he would be a seamless fit in Mike Tomlin's gritty culture. Trading for Wilson will cost Pittsburgh a first-round pick and maybe more, and the team would also have to give the Chicago native a lucrative contract extension. Acquiring the young receiver will be a challenging task for Khan, but Garret Wilson would take the Steelers' offense to the next level and elevate the ceiling of the organization. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Garret Wilson? Leave your opinion in the comments.